Hello, in this video we are going to walk through assignment 402. We will learn about how to make dashboards and work on an example. If you look at this assignment worksheets, there is some information about what other resources are available, so go ahead and check them out. So for this task, you will need to start with the file flights data. In the beginning of the assignment sheet, you will see some optional Tableau tutorials are available, also on the Tableau's website as well as my YouTube channel. So feel free to go through them if you need. Now for this task, we will go ahead and save this Tableau file that is given to you as last name underscore first name flights data, and then also start a Word document and give it a name. So let's do that first of all. So I'm going to save this one as file save as, and then I'm saving this in my documents right now. And next thing I would do is go ahead, open the Tableau file. Once again, I'm going to save this. So here we have the name of the file, and you can make sure that this is a Tableau package work. And the first thing we want to do is to create a quick visualization of flights over time, showing how many flights are there in 2020 and 2021. So let's go ahead and do that. For this, you will get the number of records which can be found under the measure section, and I want that to go under the columns. So let's go ahead, drag that to columns. Then you can get year of flight date. So flight date is a date. Let's go drag this on rows. And by default, it shows you flight of year date. And it looks like we have a lot of that. So let's go ahead and mark this as a bar chart. So I would go show me and then use a bar chart instead. So here's the numbers. Let's go ahead and add the show mark label. So this is more readable to us, and you will see that there is a significant decrease from 2010 to 2011. So your job now is to go ahead and find out or investigate flights over time in more detail to determine why these numbers having such a large drop. Okay, so for that, what we recommend is you go ahead, make a stacked line chart by the year and month and make it for different years and see what is happening. So first of all, I just renamed this worksheet as number of flights per year. Then let me open a new worksheet. In this new worksheet, I'm going to take your flight date, and I want flight date on columns, and I'll change it to months. When I'm changing, I'll make sure that I am going to the month which is discrete data type. So if it's showing May and not May 2015 or something like that. Then I will take number of records, and I want number of records to be shown on the rows. In this chart, basically, if you see January, it's basically January month from all the years in your data set. So if we want to separate out different years, what we could do is we could take the flight date and put it on colors. So all different years will be separated out. Just make sure that here it says year of flight date and not just the flight date. So now I have, according to my legend, 2010 is my blue and 2011 is my orange. I want you to analyze what is happening here because of which you see the drop in number of flights that you saw earlier. So go ahead, look at this chart, interpret it, and then in your Word document, I want you to enter this chart, a screenshot of it, as well as an explanation of why the flight numbers have decreased. Let's go ahead and we can rename it as monthly flight. In number 3, we are interested in identifying days that are particularly light in terms of travel each year. So you are looking for, are there any particular holidays that have lower number of flights compared to the rest of the days? So what you could do is you can go ahead and create similar viz to the previous one. Instead of months, we are going to use the date itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore this. I'll start out by just duplicating this. So let's go ahead and make a duplicate of this. this new one, I'm going to call it as daily flights. Okay. And I'm going to remove this year because now we don't want to separate our years out. So first thing is I'm going to remove this. Let's just drag it out and that's gone. So right now the level of detail is month. Let's go ahead and change it. Instead of this month, I am going to change it to day and make sure it's the full day or the continuous day. So I am going to be selecting the one which says May 8th, 2015. So including the year, continuous date. Once you do that, you will see all the dates are here, even indicating what year it was. We can scale this one if you want to. So make it a little bit closer like this. And then you can see this is your chart. Now you can see compared to the rest of the numbers, you have your July 4th, that's usually lower than November 25th. Then, July 3rd, then September 3rd, you have November 24th. So look at this chart and then determine what's going on here. You can even go ahead and annotate these points. For example, I'll show you how to do on this one. I'll right click, go to annotate, then annotate the mark, and then you can indicate what it is. So maybe you want to have what is the date of the flight as well as number of records, and you can make any formatting changes here as you like, and then hit OK. And you can move this around a little bit so it points to that. You can annotate other significant points or other major holidays which have significantly lower number of records. So go ahead, do that for all of them and paste the screenshot in your Word file as well as try to identify what are those dates. So next, for number 4, we want to know who operates the most flights. So we are going to create a stacked line chart. On the x-axis, we'll have week of flights, and the y-axis, the number of flights for each airline. Each airline will have a separate line. So I just opened a new worksheet and called it airline. To create our chart, I'm going to start with number of records and put that on rows. It shows us sum of number of records, which is fine. Then I'm going to take my flight date and put that on columns. By default, it comes out as year. Let's change it to week. So what we want is go more under here and change it to week number. When we are doing this, make sure we are selecting the date or format from the discrete section and not the continuous date section. So after change, your week should still look blue and not green. Green would mean continuous date. What this has done is combine the data from all the airlines together. If I want each one of these airlines to have a separate line, then we need to put the airline and take it to color. Now we have each one of these airlines has a different color, and you can see it's going week by week. So very quickly you can determine which of the airline has highest number of flights. So go ahead and feel free to answer that question.